So guys, today we're going to take a look at Patrick Reed and have a look with his analysis, what areas of his game that you can apply to your game that can hopefully allow you to control your ball flight better and lower your scores. So we're going to have a look at the swing of Patrick Reed, have a look at a few areas that Patrick has done that obviously is unique to him just winning the Masters, and see what areas in that you can start to take away that you can apply to your game and hopefully see you improve your scores. So having a little look here at Patrick, we're just going in here at, so we're just going to just pull this back as an iron shot to start with, because this is where it's all at. So this is the iron shot into number 7 at the Masters, 450 par 4, and he was coming in slightly out the semi, okay. Pin at the front there, pretty tight pin placement, okay. Now, looks like he's hitting somewhere kind of short-ish iron. Okay, now having a look at his stats, we know that he's very, very strong in the area from 125 to sort of 175. That is a real strength in his game. But from the 150 to the 200 yards is where he's absolutely amazing. He is currently ranked 6th from 125 to 150. First from 150 to 175. Okay, so when we have a look at this, there's a reason for this. When we have a look at this move, obviously he keeps his arms so well blended to his body, keeps him right in front, great hip turn, there's no restriction in that. So that's something you can really take away from your own game. But then on the way down, what we then see is he rotates through, and as he finishes that follow through, we can see as that chest has finished turning, so too the arms stopped. So there's no big follow through like you'd get with the drive where he's going all flat out on it. It's very, very controlled, okay? So it's nice short follow through. Obviously it's backed up quite nicely to very close to the pin. Okay, number 12 there, that was him just rolling in the putt for birdie. Now going into 13 here, and he's hitting that iron shot into 13, obviously a very, very dangerous hole. This wasn't necessarily one where he sort of knocked the flag out iron shot wise, but what we see again is this is in that area. Backswings are a little bit longer because it's a fuller swing, but what's really interesting is that this follow through, again, it's kind of like a held off, 3/4, punchy type follow through. You can see looking at the flag there, there's absolutely zero wind out there, or very, very little. So there's not enough that's needed to be able to do this in the follow through to control the flight. But what this is doing is controlling the spin. So this is something that we're going to take a little look at. So obviously, we're then coming into him here on number 14. Okay, 14 once again is very similar to what it was on 7, so sort of like a shorter iron, coming right the way through here with that rotation, and we can see really well controlled into the length of the follow through. It's matching to the shoulder turn, so when those shoulders have stopped, the arms have stopped, and we'll see here this iron shot will be nicely nestling in pretty close there for obviously a pretty vital birdie coming down the stretch for him. Then 17, he obviously had this massive long putt, which we then saw him rattle against the flag, knock the kind of return one in, and then 18 above the hole, just a classic 2-putt there finish. Now, what we're going to just have a quick look at back here now on 14 is ball below the feet there, and this is a pin. This is obviously a hole, a pin location. You see coming in from the left there. There's so much undulation around this green, but he got to control that spin. We just keep running this through. We'll see now how that follow through is controlled. Arms are matching to sort of the level of his ear here and right in front of his chest there. So you see the buttons and the hands are completely matching one another. And as we continue rolling this through, we saw that this hit into the green, hit the ideal spot right there. It didn't go zipping off down the slope. It controlled that spin and then just nestled in nicely in there to about 6-8 feet from the hole, giving him a great look at birdie. So what we're going to do is going to go outside and have a look. What areas is Reed working on, okay? Or what is he doing at that Masters to really help you with your game? We're going to have a look at the driver, that little funky follow through that we saw. What was he actually doing with that? And then we're going to have a little look at the iron and how you can learn to control your distance and your spin. So guys, so off the tee, what we saw obviously with Patrick is some pretty funky follow through. It's kind of almost reminding you a little bit of like an Arnold Palmer, kind of doing this with the driver where he was almost holding it off. Now, we know that his standard shot shape is a draw. Coming through with it in this manner, we're holding the face open. And then that obviously this was his feeling of not letting the toe of the club pass the heel this way. Okay, so he wasn't getting a release, it was held off. Now if that was an iron swing, it probably would have stopped here, but to hold it off at speed, felt like he had to do that, okay? Langus, somebody else over the years I've seen do this when he's trying to hit a fade. Now, what they're doing is they're not hitting a natural path out to in fade where they're using the arc of approach to get it. What they're still doing is hitting their natural path, which is into out, which gives the draw. Okay, so they're coming in here, but they're just making sure that toe of the club doesn't pass the heel, which then means that as long as they have aimed far enough left, they're in a push fade down the fairway. So if you need to ever hit a fade and you naturally hit a draw, this is something you can employ, is to make sure you don't let the toe of the club pass the heel and you just feel like it's really held off sort of into the follow through. The follow through will not look released, but on a given hole, when you've got to hit that shape, it's a great thing to do. So don't let anyone tell you that Augusta National, you've got to only hit draws. We know that 18 is a classic thing. You've got to hit a left to right off the bunkers, and there's many other holes like that, which is why it requires such, you know, variety in shot shaping. Now what we're going to have a look at is that follow through. I've done a video on this, which was like tour level spin control video. The link on that will be below. Have a look at it here. So what we're looking at is, for you guys, is making sure that after you've got, or getting into this follow through position here, that you are holding it there. So when the shoulders have stopped turning here at the end of the follow through, the club has stopped moving, the club hasn't rehinged over, it has been stopped into that position. This is going to be fantastic for you to really give you that feel of controlling that spin. The idea is going to be that as you are turning through, the right hand and the club face will match, okay? And then once the body has stopped turning, the arms will stop moving at the exact same moment, which will give you the ability to control the distance and the club head speed, and therefore the spin on all of your approach shots. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video, guys. If there's any other pros or videos you'd like to see analysed and some tips that you can gain from their site, what they do, please comment below. Let me know what you'd like to see. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so. Thanks for watching, and talk with you again very soon.